in the most simpler way, could you describe how this treatment works?
Yes, well, oncothermia is a form of hypothermia or heat treatment, and it's a way of trying to kill the cancer cells without doing much damage to the normal cells. And with conventional cancer treatments like radiotherapy and chemotherapy, we do that, but they also have significant side effects. And in some cases, the tumour either doesn't respond to those treatments or it has stopped responding to them. So the way that heat works, it makes them more sensitive to the standard treatments such as chemotherapy and radiotherapy, and in situations where we can't use those treatments, we can use the heat on its own.
Okay, so is this a standalone treatment?
It can be, although ideally we prefer to give it with other treatments. The best results seem to come if it's given in combination with radiotherapy or chemotherapy.
Okay. How often would a patient and how long does the treatment last?
We normally give the treatment over an hour, and we normally give it 2 to 3 times a week. It seems to work better if it's not given on consecutive days.
Okay. So I heard the treatment is quite established overseas. Is this the case?
It is, yes. It's widely used in Germany and to a lesser extent in countries like Korea and Japan, but it's not widely used in Australia. This is the first unit here in Australia.
Okay. So why do you think it's taken so long for it to be established here?
A variety of reasons. It's an innovative treatment. It's something that people are not familiar with, and there's not as much published data to support it as we would like. It's something that's been widely used, but mostly in clinics where the patient has a variety of treatments, a combination of heat treatment, both local treatment, whole body hypothermia, as well as a variety of supportive therapies. And so it's difficult to sort out how much benefit comes from the oncothermia and how much from their other treatments. And as doctors, we like to have published data to prove that treatments work before we take them up, and that's not really the case here. It is quite experimental, but the results overseas have been very encouraging, and so we feel it's worth trying it here because we've seen some very good results, and we hope to collect data over the next 2 to 3 years to show for sure how effective it is, in which tumours it's most effective, how best to combine it with other treatments.
Are you confident you will get positive results?
We certainly hope so, otherwise we wouldn't be doing it, but like any experimental study, you don't really know the results until you actually finish it. We're fairly sure it will help some patients. What we don't know is how many, and we don't know what type of tumours will respond best to this form of therapy.
And why did you decide to come here and do this?
Well, I came to Prince of Wales really for a change. I've been at Prince Alfred for a long time and decided it was time to move. And then Jenny Barlow, I met Jenny through family of a patient, and she convinced me that it was worth pursuing oncothermia. So I actually came to Prince of Wales first, and then she found me through a variety of meetings, and together with Carl Minos, who we'll talk to later, we've worked on this over the years to try to bring the treatment here to Australia. So Jenny's made us travel to Europe and to other parts of the world to see it in operation and learn how to use it most effectively.
What's the most successful? What are the most successful results that you've seen?
Well, we've only been treating since Christmas, so we haven't had a lot of time yet to collect a lot of data. The 2 sites we've used it mostly for are brain tumours, with people like Cassandra, who have done, some of them have done very well with the treatment. We also use it for diseases like pancreatic cancer and ovarian cancer. So mostly cancers where there's not good conventional treatment. We're not trying to use it as an alternative to conventional treatment where there are good treatments available. It's really for people who either don't have a good treatment option or they've exhausted their conventional treatment options. Later on, when we understand it better and we know its value, we'll try to introduce it earlier into the progress of disease and combine it with conventional treatments in an earlier stage of the disease.
Do you think it works?
I do, yes. How often and how much is what remains to be seen.
And just finally, just run through the cancers that it is used to treat.
It really can be used in most sites. As I say, we mostly do brain tumours and pancreas and ovary, but it doesn't seem to be cancer specific. I think the way the heat works, it does not require a particular type of cancer. It seems to work on malignant cells generally and exploits the difference between cancer cells and normal cells. So any solid tumour really, so not for leukemias or some of the lymphomas, but most other cancers, it has potential activity there.
Okay, and for people that think that this might cure anything and everything, what would you say to them?
Unfortunately not. It would be very nice if we had a magic cure for cancer, but this is not it, and I don't think such a cure actually will ever be found. Cancer is a variety of diseases, and it affects different people in different ways. And if it was that easy, we would have found a solution a long time ago. We're working on small improvements. I think all the work we do in cancer is getting better all the time, but each step is relatively small, and so people should see this as another step in combination with other treatments. And there are other forms of hypothermia or heat treatment that may also be useful, that are used overseas, that we don't yet have here, but we would like to have here in Australia as well. So there's a lot of work to be done over the next few years. This is a method that we think will improve people's quality of life. It's a very non-toxic treatment, and that's one of its great advantages. So if it works, that's very good. If it doesn't work, then at least they don't have the side effects of some of the other treatments. So I think it certainly has a role to play in cancer treatment.